Welcome back to Rich Tech. Today I'm going to attempt to repair this 45 watt MagSafe 2 charger. If you happen to watch one of my previous videos, I'll pin it up here or in the description below. You will have noticed this charger. It was one of the 7 which I was contemplating on if I should repair them or not, and I chose this one for the repairs. The main damage is to this junction. The cable was broken off, and these are common form of damage for MagSafe chargers. Once this junction becomes strained, the rubber insulation wears off. The next is the bare wires, and before you know it, there is a short, and the next it will be the white V out cable inside there. Then there will be a short. There is a risk of fire. Now the cable itself is okay all through, it's only dirty, and it's only this portion which has the damage. So this is fairly simple. Let's see how we'll repair it. Stay tuned. To start this repair, I'll cut off this damaged portion of the cable. That's a clean cut using a pair of scissors. Then I'll place this cable aside. Now open up this charger body. Let me show you how to go about this. Put your long nose pair of pliers at that point where this clip is. Then pull apart. It will open. Make sure you don't lose the clips. Now this opens up easily for you to access the rest of this charger and the junction inside here. Pull it out. We do not need this at the moment. We can use it at a further date, this junction. So just cut it and put it aside. Again, a scissor makes a clean cut. Now we have those 2 wires, the black and the white, sticking out. Now the other step which is important is to find out if this charger is still working, still giving out the correct output, and if this cable is also working. On first looks, I have great and high hopes that this will work, but let's see. The next step is to find a rubber junction like this. If you want to know how to make such a rubber junction, I'll show you, or you can watch a video that I'll pin on the screen or down in the description. I'll list it. You need one which has a hole going all through. Then you slide this wire into it. It's from that end. Come out from this end, and this is the same wire we removed from this charger. It's still dirty. I've only cleaned one end to show you that this cable is still serviceable. It's not a wire, sorry. The cable is still serviceable. It's only that it was so dirty, but with some cleaning it comes out so nicely, as good as new. That's the portion I've not cleaned. This is the portion cleaned because I want to work on this end. Now we'll prepare this end so that we can solder the 2. Before we solder, we want to test if this is working, the charger itself, and also if the cable is working. I'll strip this portion of the cable of insulation, the rubber insulation, and expose the wires underneath. Prepare this end, just expose the wires at least 1 millimeter from the end of this insulated wire, and we are ready to test this. In our previous tests, we want to confirm if this charger has an input. So I plug it to a wire which already has electricity flowing through it, and I'm listening out for a pop. Let's hear this. Hear that pop? That tells us that there is input. As I suspected, this charger is probably working. The only problem was the cable damage. So this is the end of this wire. We touch the connector to a MacBook. And now we'll test. In this test, in this instance we'll have two tests. First of all, we want to check if the connector is working, and if it's working, we should see a green light at that hole, which will turn to amber when it is charging this MacBook. Then if we have that, we'll have confirmed that this charger is working, because the power will be coming from this. So we are testing both the cable, the connector, and the charger itself. Now I'll connect this. Make sure you match the wires, it's easy. Let's see if this is working. That's a good sign, because our MacBook is full. This light can turn to amber, which means charging. It will stay on green. So we've tested and confirmed that this connector is working, the cable is okay, and this charger is now ready to be joined, connected to the wire at that point. These are now a soldering job. Now we solder the ends of these wires together, matching the colors. This is easily done. White goes with white. Then insulated. It's just insulating tape. Now to solder the V return or negative wire. V return soldered and also insulated. Again, you can use heat shrink tubing to insulate this, it will be more neat. Apply glue to this portion of the cable all around. The purpose of that is to hold these rubber junction. Now we assemble this and pack it all inside there. All packed inside. I'll apply glue all along these edges, on the raised part only, this side. We don't apply on the sunken edge, we apply on the raised edge all round. Once the glue has been applied, it becomes a race against time. Insert the clips quickly. You want to fit these things up before the glue sets. Now this can be held in a vice grip so that it dries and those edges appear neat. You don't want a big space here at the junction. So let me put it in a vice grip and then I'll show you the result. Here's the finished charger. All joints now perfectly sealed with glue. The junction is new. The cable is cleaned halfway or a bit, but this charger has a new lease of life. All it requires now is a thorough cleanup. Now I'll test it. Connect this end to a MacBook charger. And this is the most important part. We want to see if our work is perfect. And this end, I'll connect it to a power source. There we go. It's turned green, and because our MacBook is full, it can't start charging, so it doesn't turn to amber. But this is a perfect job. Once again, thanks for your time. If you like such content, kindly consider subscribing, liking and sharing. And I'll appreciate. Kindly also give comments.